Hey Mark, I did a adult bingo show.
Adult bingo.
Yeah,
Adult.
I thought it was going to be old people. It was not. It was all dirty
It was
stuff.
all children. It was
All
third graders. It was a
all
field
children.
trip from the
All
local
children.
elementary school.
So many children. Okay, so yeah, this guy uh, out of the blue sends me a DM and says, "Hey, you want to do this show at Louisville Comedy Club?
Okay.
Adult bingo." He then I did not check into it. I was free that day. It was $30. I'm like, let's do it.
$30, baby. What day of
$30
the week? What day of the week are we talking?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Love it. 30 bucks. Let's go.
Wednesday. So they then he tags me in this video on Instagram,
Okay.
and I do not watch the video. I don't care. Whatever.
Okay. You get the little notification
Yeah.
left unread.
Left unread. Then he follows up with a
right on green.
Yeah. He follows up with a you need to accept the collaboration on this video.
Oh, you got a collab, Big Jake.
Got a collab. So I accept the collaboration.
You gotta hack the collab.
Still have not watched the video.
Okay. Video unseen. Left unseen.
Left unseen.
Unviewed.
Unviewed video. I finally watched the video like the day of the performance, and I'm like, oh, this is not for me at all.
This is not clean comedy.
This is not clean. This is not comedy. This is just, I don't know what this is, but I don't know why he chose me. I think he chose at complete random because the other two guys, one not funny, the other extremely not funny. Like terrible comedians. And that was the thing. I don't know if you've ever been like,
buddy, that you know what the common thread here is?
I know.
People who accept $30 on a Wednesday.
$30 on a Wednesday.
We've talked about this, man. There's a union of sorts.
$30 on a Wednesday. You know, I just wasn't doing anything. I'm like, hey, you know.
And he knew that. He knew a good chance. Big Jake not doing anything. He'll take $30
on a Wednesday. Oh man, what a terrible show. I mean,
it looked like it was going to be terrible. You're saying that it was actually terrible?
It was. The people enjoyed it. People enjoyed it.
Okay.
It was just not comedy. It wasn't my thing at all. It wasn't. You know, it was at a comedy club.
Did they have prizes?
They had prizes, lots of prizes, all adult themed prizes.
Oh, geez. Where was it, like sponsored by Adam and Eve or one of these?
No, but I think he would love that sort of recommendation.
Sponsorship. Yeah.
And so
that's how they get you. They're like, hey, Jake, we got kind of a church gig.
Yeah.
It's sponsored by Adam and Eve.
Yeah. And so I am, you know, like the day before, the day of, you know, whatever, I'm like, do I just bail on this guy? Because this is not my thing. Right.
We've been through this recently on the pod.
Yeah.
You know, do I bail on this thing? No, we're men of a certain character.
So I didn't bail on it.
Of course not. Good for you.
But as soon as I show up, everybody at the club knows me, right? I have a reputation at the club, and everybody's like, what are you doing here? That's what's going on. Like you're literally the last person we would expect to be.
Well, at least you didn't bring your wife with you. Please tell me you didn't bring your wife.
No, I didn't bring her. She would have hated it. She would have,
of course.
Yeah, she would have clawed people's eyes out, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, it wasn't. It was a little bit on the improv-y side, but not much.
Yeah, there's a lot of like calling out the numbers and people.
Well, no. So it wasn't like that. It was more like finish this sentence. The worst person or the worst thing to ever happen on a first date is, and then as the people, I don't get to come up with something clever. I have choices. I have like a sheet of choices.
Oh, okay.
And so I choose the one that's the best.
But that must take like 5 minutes because they had to collect all the answers, or had they pre-made?
So whatever I say is the called number, right? And so the people have their bingo sheets. They have the names on them, whatever, or the little choices. It's a whole thing, man. he knows what he's doing.
I definitely don't get it.
Yeah.
Say it one more time. So you call out a number. I'm in the audience. Pretend I'm in the audience.
There's no number. There's no numbers.
What do you call out?
There's no numbers. So they have a grid, a bingo grid, and inside each of the boxes has something like Bill Cosby or
okay. Let's stick with Bill Cosby for a second.
Bill Cosby has Bill Cosby in one of the boxes.
Okay, so you call out Bill Cosby.
So what happens is the host will read the question, the prompt, like what is the worst thing to happen on a first date, and or he doesn't say it like that. He'll say it like complete the sentence. The worst thing to happen on a first date is
okay,
and then the three comedians we choose only from the list of choices, right?
And the list of choices were pre-made by the host?
Pre-made by the host.
Okay.
And those are the options that are on the bingo cards, right?
I see. So if Bill Cosby
is on my sheet, I've got 40 on my sheet. They've got only, a certain number on their sheet.
Okay. I'm starting to understand now.
And so I say Bill
That's
Cosby.
actually kind of fun because it's less random than the stupid ball generator thing.
A little less random, yeah.
I mean, definitely. I mean, your audience is invested in listening to you. You're not going to lose the audience for sure.
No. It didn't lose the audience. It was just, it wasn't. There was not.
It wasn't stand-up comedy. You were expecting to do a stand-up comedy gig.
No, I was expecting it to be improv or anything, but like anybody could have just pointed to one, and a little bit more banter. A little bit more like.
How long did it take?
It was 90 minutes. I was on stage the whole time.
Okay.
Me and the other two comedians. I say that in quotes because
a new record for low pay per hour.
Yeah, exactly. One of them is terrible, and the other one is worse. So, yeah, I don't know.
Well, buddy,
my fault. $30, my fault.
Yeah, now you know. Well, maybe you can learn something from this and make a positive. Like what if you did clean bingo?
Yeah, I think a clean bingo could be fun.
Yeah,
I think
maybe we should do that next time we do a show. Speaking of, I'm gonna ask you about this later. I'm gonna be out in the Midwest in July, I think. I'm gonna see if maybe I can swing through to Kentucky. Maybe we could run a clean bingo, and that would draw people in, and then we do stand up at the end or something.
Yeah.
Like the bingo is like an hour, and then we have half an hour to do stand up. I don't know where did you get the prizes? How does this guy pay for this thing?
I don't know. Well, he's not paying the comics, so.
Well, I mean, he paid almost $100. That's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Louisville Comedy Club. Well, Jake, I gotta take you through New Faces 2026 Comedy Works annual competition.
Yeah.
We talked about it last week. Very exciting. My one time a year, I get to go and have this like benchmark where I can see if I'm getting better, etc. 5 minutes at Comedy Works. I was feeling so good going in. I got my 5-minute spot at Laughing Skull in Atlanta, a legit comedy club. Everything was working. I got this new act out. I'm real happy. Other than my opening line, that's the only thing I'm trying to figure out as we go in. And I haven't looked at the lineup. I show up about 15 minutes before call time, which is I think an hour before show time, which is kind of annoying. So I'm there for like 75 minutes, and I look at the list, and I'm like, I'm golden. I don't see anybody that is terrific other than Liv. What's Liv's? Carter. Liv Carter is very good, but that's fine. So there's two very good people on the show. One of the Comedy Works staff members comes up to me and says, "Man, you got this." Nice. And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "You're going to advance." I looked at the list and I was like, "I don't know about that. I've never advanced before. We'll see what happens." And I pull my number. Things are getting better, Jake. I pull out 9.
9's good.
Great spot. There's 12 or something comics. And so you don't want to be very early. You don't want to be super late when they're tired or maybe they're doing checks and stuff. And so I'm very happy about number 9, hanging out. Then little curveball. Didn't pay very close attention to the list. There are 3 comics from Colorado Springs, including Austin Brinker and Callan Reese, who are super funny.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like, I haven't seen their names or seen them in probably 2 years.
Yeah.
So it didn't occur to me when I looked at the list of names that these are, good competitors. So I find them in the green room and I'm like, oh no, now it's me, these 2, Springs Comics, Liv. Things are getting a little dicier. But whatever, we'll see what happens. So show gets underway. Mike Stanley is hosting.
Nice.
He does a great job. He's terrific. Gets the crowd going. And then Philip Cano comes out, and he was a wild card. No pun intended. Not to spoil the end of this, but he was great. He was really funny in the bullet spot. Little, not church clean at all, but neither was Mike Stanley. And he had 2 really terrific premises and just nailed his set. And I'm like, oh man, this is getting rough. And then so then a couple other comics go by. Nobody, nothing real impressive. Liv gets up. Liv destroys.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, we've talked about this before where somebody's on stage and it's just like night and day, like totally different. They're like, I think she only did like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Or he only did. God, I had a green room panic attack. Liv came in and Liv transitioned to a guy, right?
Oh, I've never met Liv.
Oh, okay. Liv is transgender.
Okay.
And I'm old.
They're throwing me off because Liv is 100% a woman's name. I've never met a man named Liv.
Oh, okay. I'm having the same panic attack I had in the union, because I kind of looked up quickly. I haven't seen Liv in a couple years, but I like Liv. We hung out once in Atlanta at a comedy festival, and I'm like, "What's up, man?" And then I'm like rooting through my bag, and I'm like, "Oh no, you couldn't choose a worse word than man."
What's up, male?
If it was like dude or something, like that's a little less specific. But and then when he got up on stage, if I'm doing this right, God, I hope I am. The jokes were about him being male now, and I was like, oh, thank goodness, I dodged a bullet there. All right, I did that right. So anyways, Liv crushes. Okay, Liv is for sure advancing, and you don't know, they could advance 2, 3, or 4 people. You never know. Okay, next comic goes up. Atrocious, from Fort Collins, really bad. And then I'm next.
Well, that's your prop. Fort Collins. Are there anybody funny in Fort Collins?
We're about to find out. Oh, in the middle, there was a comic who was okay. Yeah. Was not for me. Reminded me a lot of who's that World Series guy, Tim? He does the same act every single time. You've definitely seen him. He's from Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
You know who I'm talking about. He's got some kind of catchphrase or something.
Yeah. No respect. No respect.
Tim Watley. We'll go with it. Tim, anyways, you know who I'm talking. He had that kind of energy. Yeah. Kind of like really corny. So anyways, so I go out on stage. Now I'm worried about my opening line, right? So what I decide is I look at the audience, I see a young guy with a big mustache, and I go, I'm going to talk about his mustache real quick just to get into the set, do something that's reading the room. I'm going to say like, hey man, nice mustache. Very simple. Very quick. Not necessarily deserving of that big a laugh, but
no, it was you set it up. It's like, I've got this perfect line to start. I'm going to address this guy's mustache, and it's going to crush. Nice mustache.
Yeah. Pretty simple. Yeah. Jake, the wheels come off the second I go on stage. Whoa. I go on stage. That guy who was like just a little stage right of center is not there.
Of course.
The light is so like in that angle where I'm standing, I can't see him.
Yeah.
He's not there. It's unbelievable. I can see like 2/3 of the front row, but that section of the front row I can't see. I have kind of a panic attack. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, I can't see this dude. And I'm fumbling with the mic, and then I kind of like lean a little differently and shield myself, and I can see him. I say, "Hey man, nice mustache. You wouldn't believe it. It crushes."
Nice.
I mean, and I immediately follow it with, "Nice mustache. Do you have parents?" And then everybody laughs at that because he says yes, obviously. And then I go into stuff about my parents. I got parents too. It's relatable. We'll go into parents. So I'm doing my material. I do a big act out that I've been working on for about a month. It's new into my act, and Jake, the place is like, I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
This is great. Things are going great. I finished my whole parent chunk. I go into a cult chunk. The cult chunk is going great. I'm on my second to last joke. I kind of messed up. I had a little timer that I put on the stool, but I couldn't see the stool because it was behind me. I didn't know how much time I had. But when I hit the punchline on my second to last joke. And a couple seconds later, I reach for the mic stand and the place explodes. Like people are clapping. I got an applause break. I have one more tag.
Yeah.
And this is where potentially I made a mistake. I should have just said good night.
Yeah.
And actually I was taping in the back with a GoPro, and I watched, it's pretty crappy footage until I get the actual tape. But I was watching the tape, and I can't wait to see the actual Comedy Works tape. But I think Mike Stanley like came onto stage, like because he thought like that was my big closer.
Yeah.
And because on the tape, when I do the tag, he is on top of me so quickly.
Yeah.
Like the audience doesn't even have a chance to respond. So anyways, I like yell over this laughter to get my last joke in, and it does like 70% as well as the one before it.
Yeah.
And I think there's some confusion in the, like, why is he, I thought that was the end. And I don't know. It was a good lesson for me. But overall, great set. Right.
Yeah.
So the other competitors go, Callan and Austin are in there. They're okay, but they're not great. They're not as sharp as I remember them. And they just don't, they don't get a great crowd reaction. Yeah. So we're at the end. Janae Burris is doing a headlining set while they're tallying votes in the back. It's all audience calculated. And I will pause for a second and mention a story about Funny AF on Netflix, which I just finished watching on Monday. There's a Wednesday competition. So it's very fresh with me. And I had such a good attitude going in. I'm like, I'm very proud of the material and what I've developed over the last year. I could win, I could lose, who knows? When I go look at the lineup, it might be impossible for me to win. Yeah. I don't really care. I'm proud of the work I put in. And during the first episode of Funny AF, Kevin Hart says something to the effect of comedy competitions are dumb.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine was like, why would he say that? That's a non-comic, a civilian. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Of course they're not dumb. This is like a huge Netflix show. I was like, no, you don't get it. They totally are dumb. Anyways, that friend was in the audience. And later I said, hey, do you understand? Well, now let me tell you what happens. So they come out, they say, we're going to advance 4 people. The voting was very tight.
4, wow.
Yeah, three regular, 1 wild card. They announced wild card right away. It's Phil Cano. They announced Liv Carter, not a surprise. They announce who'd they announce? Oh, Emma Perkins, who was in there. I forgot to mention that. Emma Perkins had a pretty good set, but I didn't think it was amazing. Yeah. And it's down to the last name. And so in this, right before this happened, one of the staff member who originally said, I think you got this, comes over and goes, you're good for sure. You're I watched the whole show, you're in. And so now we're down to the last name. I'm like, let it be Mark Masters. Come on, let it be Mark Masters. And it's not. It's the Tim guy from Fort Collins. And so I didn't make it, dude.
Yeah.
Just like, way better than last year, my reaction, but not great. I mean,
Yeah,
I was still crushed. I had a hard time sleeping that night.
sure.
I was like, like a mixture of like shame and embarrassment and confusion. Like, how could this happen? There was another Denver comic in the audience who said, "quote unquote," he was shocked that I
Yeah,
didn't advance. Janae, who knows if she was just being nice? She said she was surprised not to see me on stage. Uh, and I'm definitely a little flabbergasted. I don't understand why I didn't advance. The only thing I can think of is that last, like the way I think if I would have quit while I was ahead, maybe some people would have ticked me up. But maybe I was sunk from the beginning. Like
yeah,
maybe the clipboards, the scoring sheets went out to the brothers of one of the competitors,
sure.
and they just set everything up. I will say, as a counterpoint, Emma Perkins was like a walk on. So
Yeah,
somebody didn't show up. She was standby, they call it. She was a standby person. So I think for sure didn't have anybody in the audience, but
yeah,
she advanced.
yeah.
Um, so I don't know. Questions, thoughts? I
Yeah,
talked a lot there.
yeah. No, I think yeah, a couple of thoughts. So like comedy competitions are crap. And my wife basically banned me from doing comedy competitions and for like a year, basically, because
Because of the way you would react.
yeah, I was too salty about it.
Yeah.
And I was frustrated. And the thing is because you lose a basketball game, you know you lost the basketball game. There's a scoreboard, you understand it, it all makes sense. And World Series of Comedy specifically,
That's not
I
the best analogy. Let's say chess. Because a basketball game, you got referees, right?
yeah, it's referees, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but it was also a scoreboard. You're like, I got more points, I win,
Right.
I got more points,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And
Well, I mean, that's the same thing here. I got less points.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It
but
was-
you don't get to see the scoreboard.
That's true.
So, and you don't know like what in basketball, you know what scores a point and what doesn't,
Yeah.
and so it's all these things. But like on like a World Series of Comedy, I would get real upset, and I didn't do it for a year on purpose. And the the point was, and so because I didn't understand. I am like, I am funnier than them. I don't understand this. Like, what criteria are we marking? Like I remember going to the Punchline in Atlanta, and that was pretty early on. I remember AJ Wilkerson was in the opening round with us, and he's now huge. He was a nobody then, and he didn't move on. And the people that moved on, one guy was like, he did a joke, and then he's like, oh well, that usually does well. I guess you guys are on cocaine or something. He does a joke like that, like
Yeah.
a weird little
Favor.
recovery joke, and he moves on. Like
Yeah.
that's a mark of a bad comic. Why? What is going on with this?
Right.
I was like, there's no. I mean, as soon as that guy did that, I'm like, there's no way he wins. There's not a chance. Not a chance.
Yeah. Now, let me give you what do you think of this? Is
Yeah.
it possible that there's somebody in the audience that did find that person funnier than you? Because comedy is subjective, and
Sure. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
like, maybe they love drugs, and you
I love
didn't talk
drugs.
about drugs once.
I didn't talk about drugs once in my life, yeah, except just now. That was the only time I ever said the word. No, no, no. The that's interesting. Yeah, obviously,
Because that's one of the elements that stinks about comedy.
yeah,
If it
yeah, yeah,
was like a 3-point competition at the NBA All-Star game, that is like objective.
yeah,
There's really not. I mean, maybe the inflation level of the balls, or maybe there's
sure,
something that, but
sure.
basically that's really cut and dry. Comedy couldn't be more dissimilar,
No,
like
absolutely,
totally
absolutely.
different.
And
And
so, um, the I got a weird text or something. Okay, the so I tried to think of it as, and maybe this is just plain wrong, but of like a game, like who got the most laughs, who got the biggest laughs, who
sure,
should move on.
yeah,
And I see that, and I'll go to these competitions, and I'm like, I might not be number one, but I was in the top 3, and of 3
Yeah.
to moving on, I mean, like, firmly in the top 3, and then somebody moves on, you're like, "That doesn't make any sense." I
Yeah.
don't get that. I don't understand that.
Yeah. I see the way I look at it, I'm starting to have a more healthy, I think mentally healthy understand, not perfect. Cause again, I didn't sleep that night. Like, but I was over it the next day. I went for a run
Yep.
and I kind of washed it of me. And even now, like I feel good. Like I can't focus on the result, but I can focus on the process, and the process that I did for a year to improve my material. I'm really proud of. I put the work in, and I got to focus on that because I can't control the outcome. So
Yeah.
the outcome is less important. But what was I going to say? Shoot, how did I start that thought?
I can't focus on the result, but I can focus on.
Yeah, no. That I got distracted by that. But there was something else I was going to say about. I'm healthier
Yeah.
about this now, and watching that Funny AF really cemented it for me that like the person I thought was going to win in Funny AF, the one that I thought was the funniest for sure, and the second person that I thought was funniest for sure of the 4 did not win.
Yeah.
So there's different strokes for different folks, you know? And also I think the onus is on me to be the Liv Carter on the show. The one that
No doubter.
if they don't advance, the crowd riots.
Yeah.
You know, I need to be that good. I need to be number 1 or nothing at all. Like and the the kind of bummer of all this is let's assume that next year I advance. I am for sure not nearly as happy next year as I would have been this year or definitely last year.
Sure.
Because I wouldn't call it jaded, but I am now certain that comedy competitions have a lot of luck in them. So when I advance, I'll have to say, yeah, I put in some skill, but it was also lucky, unless I'm clearly the number 1 comic, which even people who are in the audience who really like me, they all said Liv was the best, like without a doubt, way funnier than you were.
Yeah.
But some people had me number 2 out of everybody. One guy had me number 3.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't advance, but whatever. The other huge impact here is, Jake, I don't think I'm going to get passed at the club in 2 years. We got about 2 years until the club stuff happens. And it's just like, how can they pass somebody who's never advanced at New Faces?
Yeah. So, it's an interesting thought. I don't, but so, I'm trying to describe like my thought process, why my wife didn't let me do competitions. But so I took a year off, and then I have fully embraced competitions. I know I'm not going to win all of them. I might win
Shotgun approach.
At what?
Shotgun approach.
Exactly. Yeah. Like just exposure therapy. Like I don't like it, but whatever. And so I've done more competitions in the last few months and years than I have ever. And I'm doing some this summer and doing some, last summer I did the funniest person in Cincinnati, and I was in the finals, and I was like, I think they only named one. They didn't name second place, third place, and I'm like, I was in the running. I was in the mix. I was, and that's okay. The other guy, was funny. He did a great job. I have had, by the way, I have done, I have kind of screwed a show sometimes because I was a no doubter. Sometimes I had a good set. I was a no doubter for one of the prelims, but I couldn't move on to the finals. So I told the booker already, and he comes out. He's like, "Yeah, you won, but I'm going to announce something else because you're not."
Did people freak?
Yeah. It was pretty fun. I got like strangers emailing me like, "What happened? I don't understand that this is totally rigged." Like,
that's crazy.
It's fine. What he should have said is, "Hey, Jake can't move on, but something like that."
Yeah. There's like a weird abuse pattern
Yep.
where I want to do more festivals and competitions.
Yes, exactly.
Like
Yeah.
I definitely wanted to like cleanse my palate. Like I got an email from World Series of Comedy and I was really disappointed that I had bookings and couldn't do it. Because
Yep.
I was like, oh, I'm on fire now, man.
Yeah.
I got this killer 5. I'm ready to run it some places. And yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me ask you a question. Do you think one of the things I was going to do if I advanced was kind of retire this 5 as my top 5 and start trying to develop another really good 5
Yep.
minutes. But now I feel like that would be foolish. I should probably stick to this, maybe improve it a little bit. It feels unimprovable at this point, but maybe it can be improved.
Yep.
Or what do you think about that? I have a year essentially.
Every year. Yeah, I like the idea of retiring it and doing a new 5. So this summer I'm doing Funniest Person in Cincinnati. I have all of my set lists for my whole life. I have all my set lists, so I can go. I know what I did in the finals. I know what I did in the semis. I know what I did, and I was trying to do that the whole time. Of like, I'm doing new stuff. I'm putting in new stuff. I'm doing new stuff all the time.
Because there's audience overlap, or
No,
because you're just trying to challenge
just
yourself?
I'm trying to challenge myself because that's the way that I think about it is I want to win no matter what. Even if I lose, I want to win. And um
You mean the
the
longer game?
the longer game. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I want to and so by winning, I if I'm doing new stuff then or not worked out or not the exact same stuff that I'm at least progressing and now I have material that I'm trying to get to the point of winning a competition. um so that was the idea. So like this summer, it's going to be tough for me because this competition is going to happen in like 3 months 2 or 3 months, and I really don't have like stuff that's that sharp as the other stuff was, but I'm gonna have to get there. I'm gonna have to get all the way there. So
Yeah.
I mean, I basically forced myself to do this, and I developed a new closer because of it. So my new closing, whatever. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll probably stick to this 5
Yeah.
and just get it even funnier and be ready next year for the other thing that happened, like at the beginning of my second chunk,
Yeah.
a lady fell out on the stage right, like hard right, like 90-degree angle. There are chairs that are right on the stage, like people put their feet on the stage. A lady fell out of her chair into the stage. She was like so shocked and laughing so hard. And I actually addressed it in my set. I said, can we get some staff over here? And I made a funny joke about it. Like I was very present. So I'm really bummed that at the end, I need to be more present and not as, what's the word I'm looking for? Precious about my material.
Yeah.
Like if I get a big pop, get off. I know we've talked about this on the pod recently, how people always want to do all their material.
Yeah.
And I made fun of them. And here I am making that same mistake. But I don't think that's why I didn't advance. I just think it was bad luck.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, there is luck to it. I mean, I'm sure you know this. I advanced at New Faces, and it was all luck based. I'll admit it. Right up. I mean, I was a while. I was I had to pull they had little billiard.
You were standby?
I was standby.
Yeah.
They had little billiard balls, like tiny billiard
they still
balls
have those.
out of a sack, even just to get the opportunity. There's 3 of us that were standby, and I had to pull it out, and I got spot 8. So I got a great spot.
Nice.
Wasn't supposed to be on there, and
That's awesome, man.
Worked out.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you put in the work, and you can't control the outcome, right? But because you put in the work, you're better for it.
Yep.
The month leading, I couldn't have had a better month. I was in 7 states performing comedy in April, and the competition was the first week of May. I was all over the place. I felt as sharp as I could, and I don't know. I really don't have any regrets, I guess. So I tried. I remember something. You know who Jordan Jensen is?
Yeah.
She got a Corden set, and I remember her talking on a podcast saying basically, like somebody asked her, were you psyched to get the Corden? And she said, no. I was like so disappointed it took so long. It was like, what were you thinking? Why did you wait this long? I'm past this at this point. And at the time, I thought a couple things, but they were all negative. I was like, what? Be grateful. Be happy. What are you even talking about? And then within a year, she had an hour Netflix special. So yes, she was past that. She was totally right about that. And now I'm starting to understand the other half of it too, that, you know, if I advance, it's kind of sad that if I advance next year, it won't be as joyful a thing. It's going to be like, okay, check the box. It happened. So unless I guess if I'm the number one person on the lineup, then I'll feel pretty good. But I think that's hard to do. I don't know. You could debate this, but when you're clean, it's definitely harder to crush like that.
Yeah.
When other people don't need to be clean.
Yep, it is.
So we'll see what happens. Kind of a bummer. All right, you got something? I got some other stories.
Oh yeah. So I'm producing some shows.
I love it. I may hit you up about July.
Yeah, coming up in just a couple of days, even just a few days away. And it's a little, there's a lot of.
Hey, how are ticket sales?
Okay. One of them, we still got a couple of days. You got 14 tickets sold, and
that's great.
Yeah. Nice. I would be happy if it's just 14. I think I'd be happy with that. It would be nice to have 20, 25.
Yep.
But this is the first time I'm doing a show in.
And there's 1 day away.
No, it's this is 2, so it's 3 days away.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I find 50% of ticket sales happen in the last 24 hours.
Nice.
So you should handicap that as 21 tickets.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that would be nice. And I'm doing it at a kind of an interesting venue. I'm trying to, get it all together. I've got doing a clean show, basically a showcase. It's I don't know, man. This is my thought. I'll get all to it, but like, I feel like I'm doing this service for the comedy community in Louisville because I'm giving opportunities to people that I'm going to be the first time they've ever been paid to do comedy.
Right.
It's going to be on my show. There's going to be 3 or 4 of them, and there's going to be other people that's going to be the second time they've been paid to do comedy, and then there's going to be some pros who are doing clean, and then hopefully I will be able to carry enough of the show, at the beginning and at the end to have everybody have a good time.
Yep.
That's the idea. And so I really feel like this is a gift to the community. And I want to at least break even. So that's where I'm at right now. And,
geez.
And then, so
are you paying for the venue? What's the venue?
Paying for the venue, paying the comics, paying ads.
Do you have equipment you have to buy, or did you already have it?
I have the equipment. There's a question about that.
Okay.
I think I should buy a spotlight. And I don't have
borrow one.
I could borrow one. I could rent one. There's only one guy to borrow it from that I know of.
Sorry, what was the venue again? It's a
community center.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I understand the mental calculus about, well, I don't have that much ticket revenue. If I had 10 times this ticket revenue, I'd definitely buy the spotlight.
Yeah.
I mean, you could make an argument that the show could survive without a spotlight this first time, and then you try and beg, borrow, or steal a spotlight for the second time. If I get out there in July, I have so many extra spotlights. Or next time you come, I've been like, through the years, I have increased my spotlight game to the point where I have a $2,000 spotlight at this point. Ooh. And I started with a Pringles can that I cut the bottom out of and put a light bulb into.
Ooh.
That was actually, you could do that. That could be your first.
I got Pringles.
Yeah. It didn't work great. And it kind of, now that they're LED lights, one of the problems was that it was like melting the Pringles can. but the LED
I
lights
do have
would be a little better.
I have like work lights that I could like clip onto things.
Yeah,
But
like painting lamps.
yeah.
That's not terrible. And you can even put them on the floor and angle them up. And at least shows some effort.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was thinking about getting a regular spotlight with the little tripod thing, like the
Yeah,
like
sure.
the real setup. They're not this is, I don't know. Like I'm looking on Amazon and they're looking at like 150, less than $200.
Yeah, make sure you get one where you can adjust the temperature of the light.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is the cold and warmth.
Yeah.
You need to be at the right, like 3,200 kelvins, or else all the white people on the show, the Caucasians, will look blue. And they don't look terrible in person, but in photos, they'll look awful. And photos are so important these days.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Okay.
Video as well.
So I mean that's not that expensive. I do want to. I'm moving towards getting a comedy club in my house.
Yes, I love it.
And I know I'll need a spotlight for that.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the realm of possibility. So I mean, and I've got the thing is like, do I have the money? It's I'm not broke. Yeah. I got plenty of money.
Yeah. Yeah, and here's the thing. I'm sure there's a biblical verse about this. I've heard it before. What is it like? Plow into the fields and the rewards will come, or whatever.
Yeah.
Basically, you got to spend money to make money.
Yeah, spend money to make money. Yeah,
but there's a biblical corollary.
Yeah. Well, there's something about that. There's a parable that I read recently. I'm like, it's kind of lit a fire a little bit. Anyway,
I mean, it's worked for me, Jake. I got that $2,000 spotlight I paid for again and again, and it opened me up to really having a terrific theater show that eventually I did lose a lot of money for a long time, but it is now like when I can sell it out, I am making gobs of money. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm okay. I'm gonna have to get a spotlight.
Okay.
That's fine. I'll get a spotlight. But this.
But you want to. Your whole thing right now is it looks like this show will be in the red, and you want to.
Looks like the show will be in the red, and it's fine if it's in the red.
And
then here's the thing though, is I headlined a show in Michigan this weekend. I did Friday and Saturday. They gave me a place to stay. They added on a Thursday show at a different venue, like half hour away. They paid for that. I headlined all 3 shows. All the shows were great. Sold plenty of merch. Got paid pretty well. And I'm like, that's so less effort. Oh my goodness, just show up and tell the joke, as opposed to like, please come to this show.
Yeah, it is, and it's frustrating emotionally.
Yeah.
Like it hurts almost as much as losing a competition to have this stress of, are people going to come to the show?
Yeah.
And are the comics on the show going to have a good time? Yeah. And are the people in the audience going to have a good time if nobody shows up or not enough? It's not just the money. There's all kinds of elements. But you are right that it is a service.
Yeah.
You're doing a good for the comedy community.
Yeah.
And it takes time to build shows. And once you have them, I'm so happy I have Vail Comedy Show. It is so cool. The people I get to work with and fly in, and the audience members that, come back year after year, and the venues, and just everything is fun about it. I would say like 1 out of 20 shows has the stress you're having right now. And most of them, it's kind of like on autopilot. And also that I've learned some hard lessons along the way.
Yeah.
Don't run a show when the Broncos are in the Super Bowl. Don't run a show when it's, mud season up in the mountains. There's all kinds of,
Yeah, and I am learning a lot, and that's I'm telling my wife this, like, hey, I'm learning, and you usually have to pay to learn things, and so I'm paying to learn this. This is fine. So I'm okay with it.
Let me give you one last glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
Do the math in your head on those 3 shows you did in Michigan.
Yeah.
If they sold the same number of tickets, but you were the one selling the tickets, and then you paid the undercard, think about how much more money you would have made. Because there's for sure some money that producers were getting, whatever venue was getting, et cetera.
Yeah.
And then that's the skill you're developing right now.
Yeah.
To eventually, maybe on a Wednesday night on the drive out,
Yeah.
You're putting on your own show at some coffee shop. Maybe it doesn't pay amazing, but it covers your gas for the whole trip.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point.
Yeah.
And it's just learning this thing. I feel like I've learned so much in the last 2 weeks trying to put all this stuff together, and it's tricky and
Yeah,
weird.
talk to me about. So you're paying for ads. What are you paying for?
Yeah, doing
what?
some ads, doing some meta ads.
Okay.
Um,
Video, image.
video.
Okay.
So I just took a bit that has done well for me, and it's just a bit of me on stage, and then put on, on that image, Louisville, May 15th or whatever it is, like hey, here's where, to try to say, hey, this is advertising for tickets. That's not done great. All of the tickets so far have been me asking some people to buy tickets. Basically.
I
know who bought the tickets.
Yes, that's
I know
tough
who does it.
when that happens.
Yeah.
Are you tracking, like if somebody did buy through one of those ads, would you have a way of telling?
No.
Okay. I'll tell you in the Patreon how to do that.
Yeah.
What other questions do I have? How did you figure out, like are you targeting a radius around the venue? Like how far?
Only very close, 10 miles.
Okay. And you chose that, like, why not 20? Why not 5?
Because you can't go less than 10. And,
okay.
And people in Louisville are not big driver. I mean, that they wouldn't do that.
Interesting.
I wouldn't expect them to. And
yeah, what's funny about that? When I do like small town Nebraska, I'll do crowd work from stage, and I'll say, I don't know what that town is, because somebody will like say the name of a town and the audience will laugh. And I over the years, I've realized this. It means it's a very small place.
Yeah.
And so I'll say, like, how far a drive was that? And they were like, 50 minutes today.
Yeah.
Like 50 minutes. Like they drove almost an hour.
Yeah.
To the comedy show. It's crazy.
Yeah. For this, I mean, that's the other piece was, man, I think it would be so much more fun to book and promote a show that is maybe a traditional headliner show and traditional, like, hey, come see this guy, he's funny, that sort of thing, as opposed
I think you'd be surprised how little the difficulty level will change. I mean, even when I have famous people, and by famous in air quotes, like Run-On Hirschberg, done on Tonight Show multiple times. He's in the circle of Mark Norman and Joe List, kind of. He's, to us, he's famous.
Sure.
But and maybe Louisville being a city, well, that's a bad example because he's from Kentucky. He would probably sell well there. But take I don't know, Jordan Jensen. I don't know. Jordan Jensen might actually be able to draw now, but a lot of comics cannot draw, and I don't think anybody you would book can draw.
Yeah.
So you'd be surprised, I think. So I got some advice a long time ago from a bar owner who basically I wanted to bring in Sam Talent.
Yeah.
And he was expensive, and the bar owner told me this long story, and the short end of it was the difference in sales between somebody who costs twice as much is you never get twice as many tickets sold. So just always go with the average to below average performer, and you'll make more money in the long run.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which I don't 100% subscribe to, because there are other elements in my booking. Like I'm also at these shows, so I want to enjoy the comedy and I want to learn from these comedians. So I do pay for more expensive comics now. But I have the budget too as well, because I'm selling more tickets. So that's cool. So you have 2 shows coming up?
2 shows, one in Louisville, one in Nashville.
Oh man.
Now,
what's going on with the lighting in Nashville? Do you have somebody providing equipment?
Yeah, we got equipment in Nashville. We've got it's a venue. It's all kitted out. It's nice. That one we're not selling as much, so we got some work to do on that one.
Okay. So. Yeah, I guess the people that you can drag to a show is lower out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
stretch.
I got some over there, but we'll see. We'll see how it.
And it's tough to. I was surprised and a little disappointed how few people came to see me at New Faces. Like they're not joking when they say people. You just once you use up
Yeah.
some viewings, they're not going to come out and support you.
Yeah.
And it's just as well because I would have been mortified to not advance. But I guess they would have seen. It's kind of a mixed bag. I kind of wish some people were there to see how well I did. And
Yeah.
What else is going on?
Oh,
I did a show in a beer barn.
what is a beer barn?
Shockingly good. It was in Lakewood, Colorado. There's a brewery, and it looks like a pandemic structure. Like there's this outdoor parking lot barn that's been erected. I mean, I said on stage that the Amish did not build this. This looks like it was built by third graders, and it really did. You can see the studs. I mean, it's very temporary. It's to the point where the floor is the parking lot. You can see the stripes of the car spots, on the floor, and there's some chairs in there, and it's but a terrific comedy room. It's like pretty enclosed. There were like 40 people there, and it was full.
Yeah.
It was really awesome. Paul Garcia runs it and does such a good job. He packed it out and he paid well and he got a great lineup. There was a depressing element to it. So I went up, I had the bullet spot. I did an 8-minute spot and I felt great. It was a good palate cleanser from the contest. So I basically did my 5 minutes plus a 3-minute, my old car bit. And when I went to get a drink in the main brewery and a lady was in there getting a drink and she said, "Oh my gosh, I saw your set. You were so funny.
Yeah.
That was incredible." And then after the show, she came up to me and said the same thing. She was like, after she'd seen everybody, she was really impressed. So it felt really good to get up there and have some success. But the bummer, what was the bummer about? Oh, this is the bummer. At the show, I don't get booked on a lot of Denver shows, but I'm at the Denver show, and at the beginning of the show, there's like two comics, Denver open micers who are not on the show, just hanging around. And then by the time I got off stage, there's 2 more. And by the time the show is like up to the headliner, there's like 8 comics not on the show, at the show, just hanging out.
Yeah.
So I guess this is a thing where people are going to show. I mean, I kind of vaguely knew this, but I'm just so removed from this because I'm on the road so much. This is why I'm not getting booked on shows in Denver.
Yeah.
Because people are going and putting in the FaceTime to basically let the booker know who's at the show, "Hey, I'm available and I'm spending my time to be here." And Jake, I'm not willing to do that.
No.
And it's depressing me a little bit. Like I'm like wondering, like, am I gonna succeed in comedy if I don't have the motivation to do that? I just don't have the time or energy, or like I can't go hang out for 2 hours at multiple shows a week. I mean, I got this sense they all knew each other. They'd all been bouncing around different shows, and oh man.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of them don't have much else going on, and so it's like that's where they're hanging out with their friends, and it's also networking, and that's fine. That's totally, I remember doing stuff similar to that. Back
I do it a little bit at Comedy Works.
Yeah.
I went to see Andrew Schultz the other night, and I would like to see Andrew Schultz anyways. He's super funny, but I also do it so that the club people are aware of me, and I'm putting in FaceTime. Not that it's working, Jake.
It's working.
It is not working.
Let's be very clear. This is not working.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Man, my only hope is, at this point with getting past a Comedy Works is that in like a year or two, like shortly before they do the pass, like whatever the contest is before they actually do a round of passing, I crush so hard that people are like, where'd this guy come from? Yeah. So Beer Barn, shout out to Beer Barn. Great show. Really fun. This is funny. Since we're just basically, I'm taking huge L's this entire episode. Here's another L I took. And that's kind of funny. The Improv in Denver reached out to me to book me with, by the way, I had no idea who the guy was, but I plug him into Google the second I get off the phone.
Sure.
And top 50 results are sex offender, so-and-so. So like, oh my gosh, I just told them I really want this gig. And I'm like, I don't think I want this gig anymore. I don't know what's going to happen. So anyway, so I'm like in the running. They want my tape and they're going to send a couple people over to the person's agent. And I don't hear anything back. 3 days later, I'm on this show. Russell Keller is also on the show. They bring up Russell Keller with the introduction. Next weekend, he'll be featuring at the Improv in Denver. So that's how I found out that I wasn't getting the gig. Absolute. Like, you couldn't write that better if it was like a sitcom. It was like such a kick in the teeth.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Absolutely. And yeah. I mean, I like Russell, but
he's getting better. He's funny.
getting better. Okay.
He actually brought you up.
He did.
Totally randomly. He was talking about you told him that he should do more clean comedy and he could pay his mortgage if he did clean comedy. And but it just totally out of the blue. Somebody else organically brought up like doing church shows and clean shows and
because he's got some churchy stuff. I mean, like there's a difference between being clean and talking about church. You know, like he's talking about church. So
yeah. All right, we gotta start winding this down. It's June, Jake. How crazy is that? It's June. It's probably hot. It's gonna be hard to sleep in your car. It's summer touring season, and the festival is over. The Vail Comedy Festival is over. Hopefully, I'm still alive. It is as we're taping this. I'm 10 days away, and it is boy. There's so much going on. There's a lot of moving parts, but. Let's do some plugs and get out of here. Let's talk about the Patreon real quick, everybody. Patreon.com/Mark and Jake. We're always doing juicy stuff. I think our last episode was one of our juiciest.
Very juicy.
We had a ton of stuff in there. We're trying to do a better job of covering everything that we say we'll cover in the Patreon. Once again, I wrote down absolutely nothing. The one thing I remember is I was going to tell you some pro tips on tracking sales.
Yes.
Specifically with comedyticketing.com, which I think you're using for the shows you were talking about. And we got a brand new feature on there, Metapixels, which I know nothing about, but kind of our biggest customer asked, hey, do you guys support Metapixels? And within like 18 hours, we had Metapixels and I'm using them, but I really kind of don't know what I'm doing. That's not helping sell the Patreon right now, but I will in future Patreons. I'm going to sit down with this nationally touring headliner and he's going to teach me some things about these Metapixels and I'll share in the future. So I'll definitely talk about that. Maybe I'll give a little more inside scoop on the New Faces contest. I'll bring up the lineup and I'll talk about each comic individually. And anything you got for the Patreon?
Yeah, I've got a couple of video ideas. I was going to bounce off you. Okay. And I was going to tell you about this really dumb text that I just got.
Okay. The other thing, Jake, the last Patreon episode, incredible segment where we spitballed some bachelorette party roast jokes.
Yeah.
We'll do some more of that probably.
There you go.
That's super fun. So hop over to the Patreon, everybody. Patreon.com/Mark and Jake. Jake, this episode is coming out June 1st. What do you want to plug?
I probably will be at World Series of Comedy event, the Blue Ridge Comedy Club Festival that weekend. We'll see. But definitely will be at Crackpots, headlining some shows in June 12th and 13th. So Crackpots.
Awesome. Awesome. Let's see. Everybody, you can look up all my tour dates at markmasters.co. There's a contact form there. I respond to all the time. And I would love to do your whatever dog birthday party. On June 3rd, the Denver Fringe Festival kicks off. I have shows on Thursday and Friday, June 4th and June 5th. It's called American Hour, Not Quite. Wait, am I doing this right? Yes. American Hour, Not Quite. Denver Fringe Festival. I'm doing my hour. It's actually 45 minutes. It's going to be a different show every night. Get tickets to that Denver Fringe Festival. There's all kinds of events. I'm actually thinking at this point that there are going to be 0 people in the audience. I don't know how the marketing works. June 6th, I'm getting sneaky. They asked me to do Fringe Festival, but it is GoPro up in Vail, GoPro Mountain Games, one of the busiest weekends of the non-ski season. And I'm running 2 shows. The first one is clean. This is Vail Comedy Show, vailcomedyshow.com. Chris Voth, he's so funny. Yep. He's an absolute killer. And then we have followed by a dirty show with Matt Kobos and Jack Comstock. Those are both going to be killer shows, vailcomedyshow.com. June 6th. And then June 7th, Sunday, June 7th, I have the option to do another Fringe Festival show. If the ticket sales go well for June 4th and 5th, then I will add one, but I'm hoping to just take the night off. And then Tuesday, June 9th, Jake, get ready for it. Breckenridge Film Festival. I am hosting the screening of, do you remember?
Is it Dumb and Dumber?
Dumb and Dumber, everybody.
That's right. Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber. I've been shopping for a costume. They're like super expensive if they're any good. So I don't know if I'm going to do it. But all right, we're rolling over the Patreon. Have a great week, everybody. See ya.